My father had a sound system, and so there was a group of us who used to live within just a small radius, roads backing onto one another. We kind of grew up. Some of us went primary school.
Yeah.
Some of us went on to secondary school together.
Daddie Ernie, river, waiting for the good Lord to pass my way. Listen, Daddy. Thank you so much for joining the show, man.
Pleasure.
Awesome. Roll the titles.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the show. And of course, we've got Daddie Ernie, who is going to finish our conversation, which we had about the state of Black Britain and Black music. Daddie Ernie, welcome back.
Yes.
You know?
You wouldn't miss it for the world.
Listen, man, I'm glad you didn't go to some party now to spin music, you know what I mean?
Leave that till later.
Leave that till later,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
Now, I said that a while ago in the opening, and I always, in the show, I will speak to people and have a discussion with them about them and everything, inspirational fact, but I always try to home it into some fundamental issues. And the question, as we said a while ago, what do you see as the state of Black Britain now, through your eyes, and the advent of music from President Downbeat, LWR, Time FM, and Choice FM? Because you, Daddie Ernie, and musicians who are at the cutting edge, so much things. It's like a barber shop sometimes.
Yeah.
You know, in a barber shop, barbers know lots of things.
Yeah.
You are
And
there,
hairdressers.
and hairdressers as well. Well, you know, I don't go to these guys. But what do you see it as, the state of Black Britain?
Well, if we take it in three parts.
Yes.
From President Downbeat to now, if we take the sound system part of it,
Yes.
that's gone backwards. The whole lot of it has gone backwards. If you look at the sound systems, when we was growing up, there was loads of places to play. Hence, everybody had a sound system. There was youth clubs, there was church halls, you know, how it used to keep your house dance, people string up in their house. And there was loads of places. You can't do that now. All right? Radio-wise, you know, when we started with LWR, we had LWR Solar Radio. There was quite a few radio stations. This was in the 80s.
And these were underground radio stations?
Yeah,
or-
they were pirates.
Pirates,
They,
obviously.
you know, so they were the after the Radio Londons, the Radio Ones, because Radio One came from a pirate ship originally,
Yeah.
and they brought them in. So we was like the first next generation, and the advent of black, because LWR was owned by black people, so it was a black radio station. They were the next generation
Yes.
to come along, and there was quite a few.
Yes.
And they were a lot more professional than they are nowadays. I'm a bit disappointed with the community stations, as we call them nowadays, because when we first started, we never had all this technology going on.
Yes,
you
yes,
know?
yes.
Now,
So much technology.
there's so much technology. You can have a news feed from Jamaica. You can have a news feed from here, but there's still a lot of music going on. It's not really educating. You know, we should have some talk programs on there because we used to have all these things.
So you're saying at the same time, while music is playing and it's good to have the music, but that educational element is lacking.
It should
It's
be a
just-
bit more structured, you know. I mean, even the station that I'm on, Vibes FM, you know, which is considered the best black station in London.
Yes.
We don't have no talk programs, you know,
Right.
where I think that we should have some sort of a discussion program somewhere along. And I put this across, but hey, the management want to do music. I'm not management, they want to do music. But what we should do is take a leaf out of what has gone by in the past and enhance it.
Yes.
Because we've got people now, when we first started, we never had no presenters on TV. We've got a lot of people who've been into TV and been into radio
Yes.
who's not doing nothing.
Yes.
They would be only too glad to do a little thing.
Yes, yes,
You know?
yes.
But no station has really grasped that by
Grasped
the
that.
nettle and took it on.
And so a station like LBC, for argument's sake, we just do pure talking.
Yeah.
So you're saying, and I'm asking you because I don't know, but are there even underground stations with just
Pure talking like LBC.
like just discussing some fundamental issues?
No.
That's lacking.
Yeah, you got stations that like Galaxy and that.
Yeah.
And there's another one over where we come from as well. That has a lot more speech than music, but we haven't got a station dedicated to that, and I don't think it'd work really.
Yeah.
You know, because we're not very attentive.
Yeah.
You know,
Short span of communication.
Yes.
Short span of concentration.
Yeah, over 24 hours. I don't think we could have a 24-hour black talk station, but we could have an hour within. You know, on a Sunday, for argument's sake, you could have, I don't know, 6 till 7 in the evening after people's had their food and they're relaxing.
Yes.
You have a little talk show going on with topics that's going on here in the UK. There's plenty of topics all over the world because the world is just all in bits and pieces.
It's a global thing.
Yeah, you know, so, and you could, it's nothing, you can dial somebody, boom, 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 and, you know, what's going on, Joe Blogs, what's going on in Atlanta today?
Yes.
And link it all up.
Wow.
You know, we never had that facility when we first started.
Yes.
So from that point of view, I don't think that really we've progressed how I would have thought we'd have progressed.
So that is one example there, one element there. You mentioned about the sound system.
Yep.
You mentioned about the radio.
The radio. I mean, you know, Choice came.
Yes.
And Choice was the advent of what was going on with the pirate stations.
Yes.
You know, and they gave Choice a license. And even then, when they gave them the license, there was some maneuvering. You know, they gave Choice the license, and it was meant to be that was the last license originally to be given in London. Although it wasn't a London-wide station, that was going to be the last one. And then somebody thought, no, they can't have it, and they gave Kiss
FM
100,
Yeah.
which if that frequency was advertised at the same time, Choice would have gone for that frequency because that frequency was a better frequency than what Choice had. So, you know, there's always some sort of political angle of it.
To the whole thing, yeah.
And Choice was a very successful station, any way you want to look at it. You know, it was on for 20 odd years, never refinanced. Whereas Kiss was refinanced, Jazz FM, all these stations that came on around about the same time.
So what happened to Choice then? What happened?
Well, my thought is anything that we got that is good has a price.
Yes.
And Choice was very good. You know, if you look at black music over the last 20 years, 25 years, Choice was at the vanguard of that movement. They started it, the whole rap and R&B,
shebang,
you know, the whole shebang, the whole force of it. They started it, and it was very successful.
Yes.
Capital Radio had a share in it, and Chilton had a share in it, and in the end, Capital bought it. The unfortunate thing, I think, if Capital had stayed the way it was, Choice would have been a lot more successful because they understood Choice.
Yes.
And they bought it on that conception. On that basis. But what happened is that when they bought it, Capital got bought out by GWR, who never really knew anything about black music and didn't understand it. And then GWR got bought out by Global Radio, which was a kind of a mixture of the old Capital Radio crew before we was actually there.
Yeah.
You know, and they ran it for a while, and afterwards they decided, oh, we don't understand this, we can't do nothing with it. Which the people who was there really couldn't do anything about because they weren't interested in it at all. They just locked it down, just called us one day and said, listen, coming for a meeting, boom, bam, and that was it. Just cut it off.
So tell me now, I mean, I know of, like, when I first came in '92, I used to see like some off-license which were owned by black people as well, and you hardly can find any now. The entrepreneur, is that the entrepreneur spirit dying, or is it going backwards in all aspects?
Yeah, I think so. Radio-wise, it's gone back probably further than when Choice got the license, because you know, really, there's no commercial black station, official black station in London. 2016. Approaching 2017,
especially London.
Yeah, there's no representation at all. Yeah, I think they've got one called New Style. New Style in Birmingham.
Yeah.
Very small though.
Yeah.
You know, if you consider that Birmingham's the second city, and that just covers a little area of Birmingham, you know, but at least it's there.
Yeah. So what is your prognosis or your
Well, Choice was a
your
very,
analysis of,
you see, when Choice started, we had Choice and we had Voice newspaper.
yes,
Which was two very powerful.
and they're on the front line in that media.
Yeah, and around that media, you had a lot of things. There was a lot of things going on. There was
Yes.
a lot of dances, a lot of shows,
Yes.
and you know there was a kind of a black market. You know, some of it underground, some of it above
Yeah,
ground.
yeah.
Sadly, that's not there. We hardly see any shows now. There's not the amount of businesses that was growing at that time. A lot of them has gone to the wall. Your friend with his off license is a prime example.
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot of gentrification going on now,
Yes, in
and the
different
whole,
areas as well, yeah.
you know, and the world is just in turmoil, and we're part of that turmoil.
So therefore, as black people, then, do you think we also we're also part of the problem in a sense whereby we don't really work strategically together?
No, that is the major problem.
But another person will say that's because of slavery. That's because of where we're coming from, you know.
Yeah, but
and
we
it's
got to forget about that.
and it's deflected.
We got to kind of forget about that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I'm at an age now where I just think, you know, we've put in our work, right? And now I just think, can I be really bothered?
Yeah.
You know, I remember days when I used to be on a roof with an aerial and the police used to be going, get down off of that roof with that aerial, and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So do I really want to go back down that road? Nah, I've done that, I've been there, worn a T-shirt. You know, I remember when Choice first started, and R. Kelly was at the Hammersmith Odeon for 7 nights, and the Evening Standard was saying, who's this R. Kelly guy here? What's he doing at London Apollo for 7 nights? You know what I mean? And a whole kerfuffle. Do I really want to go back down? We've been there. We've done it all. Whereas if we was together, we would have just rode through.
Yes,
You know?
yes.
But we weren't together, so, you know, Elements was able to just part us. And we're probably even more apart now than we was then.
So what we're seeing now is this level of disunity, but then we're having the young people who are rising up. Earlier in one of my programs, we're talking about 30 young children, students, kids, beating up a policeman. They came together as one voice, one unit. And we're seeing more about the mob factor where they come together, even beating up their own, the same
Their own
colors or anything
yeah,
like that.
Yeah.
We've got that thing. I've got a young son as well who's in this country now. You know what I mean? I was planning to go back to Jamaica, but you know, most people
Like
come
our
to,
parents.
Yeah, they come for 3 years, 4 years, and
go back
20 years. You're still here now. You
don't
know?
happen like that.
You know, but don't you see this whereby when our foreparents came, or my parents didn't come here, I'm first generation that's come to the UK, they came with one agenda, to work some money and to go home. But at the same time, that didn't really happen because they met friends and everything like that. They got married, they got kids. Oh, I can't go back home yet. Let's just wait till they get bigger. Do you believe that the mentality was one of not building? The building mentality wasn't there because the mentality was to go home. And then even when the kids came, it was like a holding position.
Now, I think the building mentality was there, you know, but somewhere along the line it got sidetracked. Because if you know, I remember things like, you know, a big house, for argument's sake, with 10 people in it. We lived in a house, we had a few rooms and there were like 10 of us in there. And everybody took their time and get them property.
Yes.
You know, we had a thing called a partner.
Yes,
which is a kind of a banking mechanism, really.
Yeah.
You know, that's gone to the dogs. We still have a little bit of it, but not on the level that they had it. And what happened there, some people couldn't get their partner draw. Miss SYLBOURNE has run with the money. I can't trust them and all that. And the whole thing kind of took its time breaking down.
The trust factor.
Breaking down. Whereas other communities, they stuck it out. They stuck together. So we're kind of...
we got work to do.
We got more work to do than before.
That's the point. You're saying now that we've got more work to do than before. After the work that you guys have put in.
Yeah.
Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, that's shocking.
So I don't know where it's going to go, but hey, I'm on the level now where I'm riding and I'm enjoying.
Yeah. Well, it's important, and it's really good because this is not really where I was taking the show, but it's good, and that's why, Daddy, I like sometimes to get people on the red chair and get them in my own space so I can really things come out of persons, and what I would like to come out of this discussion is some challenging nuggets that will inspire our people to really pull together and recognize that that's the only way to go forward together, you know. But I want to touch again also on something which is a bit controversial and your views on it, with the results of the EU referendum, you know. And you know, you're bringing the circle. What's your view on that? Is Brexit? Did you vote Brexit? All right.
Well, you know, for many years I never voted. I voted when Blair came in, because for many years it was conservative and all that, and I never took no interest because I thought, you know, whatever's going to happen is going to happen. They're going to just do what they want to do.
Yeah.
And then this geezer come along, this Blair, and he was about
Things
my
gonna get
age,
better.
and and he give it the big spin. And I thought, you know what, I'm going to vote, and I vote for him.
Yeah.
I've been so disappointed. I was so disappointed.
He's coming back. He says he's coming back.
He can come back where he likes. I won't be voting for him, right? And I haven't really taken much interest. I mean, even the Brexit vote, it came, and I thought, listen, whatever way it's going to go, it's going to go. You know, I think they were duped. I think there's some duping going on because people was jumping up and down saying we want our country back and da-da-da. They got the country back and all of a sudden they're saying, hold on a minute, but we never knew this was going to happen. And
what's on the other side?
Yeah, you know what I mean? They were going to get 350 million to put into the National Health Service and all of a sudden that money ain't there no more. And my man's rode off into the sunset and he's got his brethren Donald Trump over in America and it's all kicking off there. It's just a whole mess. So you know me, I go with the flow.
You go with the flow.
Whatever
My
way
show is don't go with the flow.
Whatever
I understand where you're coming from.
Whatever way they want to go,
they're
going to go.
That's
you know
your
what I mean?
philosophy,
Because if they're going to have a referendum and they're going to get back in, it's going to happen. Me and you ain't going to stop it.
So therefore, you're saying that providence and destiny is set before us. So therefore, yes, between now and then, you can do what you want to do, but that's going to happen still, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So the most important thing is to live through it.
Live through it and make sure that you balance up yourself. So whatever way it goes, you can move.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
If it's out,
yes,
you can go with the out, and if it's in, you can go with the in.
Yeah, that's an interesting perspective, you know. That's interesting.
But you don't want to be dangling in the air because you're going to have problems then.
It is important, you know, and one of the things I say to persons a lot, you know, that, and even with many Americans regarding the Trump thing, I say the most important thing is that you need to pull together and be collectively strong as a community.
Well, America's got that.
Yeah.
You know, Black America is very powerful. You know, you know, you can say what you want about Obama, but they got him in. You know what I mean? We're miles away from that here.
Yeah.
That ain't gonna happen in our lifetime. Forget that.
But they said it about America at one point.
No.
What happened in our
No, that was on the cards.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That was on the cards. There's been a lot of sacrifice. But here, you know, the nearest we got to it was Chuka the other day, and all of a sudden he said, oh no, I'm not ready for the limelight. And so that ain't gonna happen in our lifetime. We ain't gonna see that. We ain't even got nobody in there at the moment.
Wow.
So, you know.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've got a lot of work to do. Definitely a lot of work to do. Now, what has been the biggest influence in your life, Daddie Ernie?
Who?
What and who? You know?
Biggest influence in my life is me, man. I'm the biggest influence.
Because you're the daddy, daddy.
You know, the thing is that when we was growing up, I never had nobody on the radio to say I wanted to be like him.
Yes.
I wanted to be a footballer. I wanted to play for Manchester United. That was my team. As a youth growing up, I wanted to be a footballer. Then, you know, I got into the music business.
Yes.
I would say if the people who gave me my chance, so Roy Forbes Allen, who had Hawkeye Records, who's got Hawkeye Records, and Hawkeye Sports World has been a major influence because I met him when I was young. He's a bit older than me, but I met him when I was doing my Saturday job at a fruit and veg shop. So he's played a part. Zach, who gave me my first radio break on LWR.
Zach Goldsmith?
No.
Oh, just checking.
No, Zach. You know, so I must ask him what his name is, you know, Zach. Now that you said that, I'm Daddie Ernie, what is my real name? I must ask him, because we always knew him as Zach.
Yeah.
He came from Ghana,
Yeah.
and he had LWR, and he gave me my first break on that. And then Patrick and Neil Kenlock from Choice, you know.
Neil Kenlock,
yeah, they have been, at certain points in my life, they've been very integral. But there's no one who I'd say, that person there, because I didn't have that person on the radio to say, you know, Tony Blackburn or something like that, who I wanted to be. So
So what you're saying then is that a level of motivation and inspiration, you had to pull it from within yourself to move forward.
Yeah.
Wow.
You know, I wanted, you know, as youths, we had a sound, and we wanted to take the sound a bit further, and we went into Hawkeye Records, and we wanted to get our own Hawkeye International sound system, and we got that, and then I met Tim Westwood, and, you know, we wanted to go on the radio, and, you know, when the first time I went to the radio, this man said to me, now you're going to play Bob Marley and Janet Kay, middle class white man from up in Luton, and I said, yeah, I'm going to do that. And bam, I got on now, started rolling some Freddie McGregor and all that.
Bringing in all those different.
But, you know, after a while, he said to me, your show's very popular, isn't it? I said, yeah, I know what I'm doing. You know, so.
And because of that, you also do a lot of charity work, to make a basic school foundation.
Yeah, that's part of giving back, innit? You've got to give back. You've got to do some bits and pieces. We do. I mean, you see the Jamaican Basic School, but we do a lot of other little bits underneath where we go and do stuff and we don't charge and things like that. But you know, to me, I don't need to sing and dance about that.
You just play.
I just play.
All right, good. So what next?
What next?
Yes.
To tell you on the shoot, I'm just doing what I'm doing. So, you know, I do about 5 radio stations.
Wow.
You know, here in the UK, America, and Jamaica, which is absolutely fantastic. I do Cool FM in Jamaica, which is great, you know. So we do that. I got something very similar to this that me and my friends do. It's off at the moment. We're going to bring that back. And really, it's just watching my 2 boys grow.
Yes.
And I've got a lovely little granddaughter
called
Heaven.
Your boys?
Oh, they're big people, man. They're 28 and 38, you know what I mean? They're big men. And my little granddaughter and my wife, of course, just sort of, you know, be there and everybody's just nice.
Well, Daddie Ernie, listen, it was a great show just having you here, you know.
Wish I could stay longer.
Well, you know, awesome. It's cold outside there, but it's warm inside there. But one of the things before you go, I want you to share with us if you've got a word or a quote or a mantra that, you know, you said very clearly that you're inspired a lot by yourself. Of course, you got those external factors, but what would you say are the words or a mantra or a quote that you say that inspires you?
Well, when I was growing up, we didn't have, our heroes weren't here.
Yes.
You know, we looked to America. We had like the Dr. Martin Luther Kings and the Angela Davises. You know, we can remember all this Black Power Panther movement and things like that. Here we do have a lot of people look up to footballers, which I don't think is the right thing, really. But we have people who are doing some amazing stuff that people don't necessarily know about, and I think it's important that people get to know about those people, so that they can use them as their role models.
So these are what you call like the unsung heroes.
You know, we've got you know, people like I mean Chuka. People should look at Chuka because he's a member of Parliament. So there's somebody there. We've got Diana Abbott. You know, and we've got my learned friend from over West London.
Dawn Butler.
Dawn Butler as well, who had a hard time and she's dusted herself and come back up. Yeah. So we've got people like them. You know, we have people...
Lammy.
Yeah. Whoa. Let's not get carried away. You know, we have.
I'm just listing names.
Yeah. You know, we got people on the telly. You know, that we can see and that they're doing very well. So there's a lot more than when we was growing up. So you know, people should look to them people there.
Right. So it's important that we look
and see what's going on.
Fantastic. Well, listen, Sir Daddie Ernie.
Oh, not yet, mate. Not yet. Long way off that.
No, listen.
United me.
No, when I say sir, and you said not yet, is it because it's a queen that you're talking about?
Oh no, don't worry about her. Madge is all right. I call her Madge.
you know. When I meet sometimes like Jamaicans or persons who are not Jamaicans, and they say, "Why I love Jamaica?" I said, "Listen, I'm gonna knight you now. You're a honorary Jamaican." Yeah. I got my team here. One of them like jerk pork, jerk chicken.
Yeah, there you go.
So I always say, "You're now a honorary Jamaican," and stuff like that. Yeah. So listen, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us, and of course, you had Daddie Ernie. To find out more about our guest, Daddie Ernie, and his endeavors and his Reggae to the world, visit us at SYLBOURNE.com, our website. Thank you to our viewers for joining us, and remember, share, like, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, SYLBOURNE TV, as well as our other social media platforms on Facebook. Thank you very much. See you next time. Hi, thanks for watching our video. If you like what you see, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and share and like, and don't forget to comment, but first subscribe. Ready like Freddy. You seated? Comfortable? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back.